Our top focus this hour, Prime Minister Narendra Modi could meet President Donald Trump next week, and that is going to be on the sidelines of the G7 summit that is to take place in France. If the talks do materialize, it would mark the first face-to-face meet between the two leaders in more than a year, coming against the backdrop of renewed strategic engagement, trade negotiations and evolving geopolitical dynamics. The two leaders last met in February 2025 when Prime Minister Modi travelled to the United States. The meeting will also be the first since the Pahalgam terror attack and the subsequent military tensions between New Delhi and Islamabad in May last year. India launched Operation Sindoor, a counter-terrorism operation in response to the Pahalgam attack. While Trump publicly claimed credit for helping defuse the crisis, New Delhi has firmly rejected those assertions. At the same time, Trump's tariff policies and even protectionist remarks have cast a shadow over bilateral ties, thereby prompting India to deepen its engagement with Europe. India and the European Union have accelerated efforts to strengthen cooperation across sectors, ranging from trade and technology to even artificial intelligence. On Tuesday, India's Ministry of External Affairs announced Prime Minister Modi's upcoming itinerary. The Prime Minister will visit France from the 13th till the 14th of June, travel to Slovakia next, that is from 14th of June till the 16th, and return to France from the 16th till the 19th for the G7 Outreach Summit in Evian and bilateral engagements in Paris. Prime Minister Modi will also hold bilateral talks with French President Emmanuel Macron. The two leaders are expected to review India-France special global strategic partnership and jointly inaugurate Bharat Innovates, which is an initiative showcasing startups and venture capital ecosystems from India, France and other countries, which is part of India-France Year of Innovation. The Prime Minister's visit to Slovakia will also be historic, marking the first trip by an Indian premier to the country since its independence in 1993. Prime Minister Modi is scheduled to meet Slovak Prime Minister Robert Fico and President Peter Pellegrini, with discussions expected to focus on trade, investment, automobiles and even railway cooperation. And let's quickly go across to my colleague and WION's Assistant Editor for Foreign Affairs, Siddhant Sibal. He's joining us live from New Delhi. Siddhant, of course, there's going to be a lot on the agenda, right, from the trade negotiations to evolving geopolitical dynamics. Talk to us about the major points of discussion, that is, if the meet does materialize in the upcoming summit.
Well, this will be the first meeting between the two leaders if it happens, and the focus is that it happens. The last time both leaders met was in Washington DC in the month of February of last year, and since then we know that relationship hasn't been doing very well. Donald Trump's tariffs and insults have been essentially characterizing the relationship. And we know that both sides in February this year announced an understanding on the trade. Trade teams from both sides have visited each other's countries. There are tariffs issues, there are non-tariff barriers, there are other issues as well that needs to be sort out. But focus, of course, will be as to how the leaders meet can help resolve the big issues and the crisis point in the relationship. The US Secretary of State Marco Rubio had visited India, but that visit, while in terms of diplomacy might have gone well, but in terms of optics, really did not help the India-US relationship. The focus, of course, will be to make sure that the problems in the relationship are resolved, including, of course, the people-to-people relationship, because that, of course, forms the bedrock. And in terms of immigration, we have seen what has been transpiring. Of course, when it comes to illegal immigrants, India has clearly made it clear that illegal immigrants is something that India does not support, and several illegal immigrants have been sent back to India. But in terms of the policies of the Trump administration, when it comes to H-1B or others, there has been a lot of confusion as well. And there are, of course, questions over racism as well. So there are several things to talk about, and next week will be important if the meet happens on the sidelines of the G7.
All right, Siddhant, thank you for the moment. For now, we should focus to other stories that we're tracking.